life, man. We
Better
live.
we is live. Look at this. We are live. We are live. Holy shit. You are now watching Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. I'm your host, Jules DJ. Make sure you follow me at Jules DJ. I'm about to introduce you to some of the flyest shit going on here on this motherfucking internet. We talking about Twitch every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, the channel Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. You are now watching Who Do You Got? The show where we take two of your favorite hip-hop giants, producers, albums, crews, movies, whatever. We put them in a round-for-round situation, and we ask the overall question, who do you got? Tonight we're doing the producer series. We decided to take on two giants in the motherfucking producer game. We're talking about none other than the West Coast owned and East Coast residents, The Alchemist versus East Coast owned, very West Coast sounding sometimes, Just Motherfucking Blaze. Give it up for another episode of Who Do You Got? Let's make some motherfuckers. I made it. Let's go around the room and introduce the rest of the crew that are going to be judging this fine battle. Again, Alchemist versus Just Blaze. Let's start with the most confusing picture there is on the board right now. My man Triple C in the building. Triple C.
What's going on?
I'm confused. You're usually a pretty fast answer-ish kind of guy, but I'm not. We can't do the both of them. I'm sorry. I know you watch a lot of Drink Champs, but you can't pick the both of them.
Huh? Yeah. So since my head is blocking Blaze, I'm going with Al.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Strictly based on posture. This is insane. It's a whole new kind of battle, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuning in on the right night. Why do you feel this way, Triple C?
I'll produce that dark sound. The dark sounds I like.
That dog sounds you like?
No, dark.
The darkness.
The gun bar joint.
So Triple C likes the gun bars.
The beats that YZ doesn't like.
Here we go. It's already starting. Let's keep it moving and keep it friendly. Moving on. Let's slide on to the other side of the country real quick. My man Cool Breeze didn't mean to catch you some food in your mouth. Pause. I just wanted to know real quick. Alchemist. I feel like I need to keep saying The Alchemist versus should I say The Just Blaze? I feel like I'm giving too much justice, like as if he's like a knight or something. But Just Blaze and Alchemist, the battle's going down tonight. You're familiar with both their track records. Who do you got?
This tough one, but I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Alchemist on this.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Is there a West Coast connection? What's your reason for picking this?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you why. He helped that Mob Deep sound, man. Especially coming out
or added on.
Well, added on and collaborated and kind of ushered it along the way as well too, because Mob Deep were looking for those beats, man. And people thought when they were hearing the beats, it was Alchemist. Where's he from? Is he from QB as well too? Right. No, he's not. No, he's not. Cali dude. Yeah, man. So it comes from money.
Yeah.
He does come from a certain lineage of money. So not to take away anything from Just Blaze, but apparently he comes from a very middle class setup as well. Upper middle class, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. May even go on to show why maybe a little bit of extra money in the house to put towards your kids' dreams and pursuits can lead to this type of future for them. So save up your monies, guys, if you're about to have children, because if they want to take up golf like Hobo's kid probably wants to.
Give you that golf joint.
He not only has he been misled, just in general, just believing like there's a hip hop golf world, which I know they're trying to pass off. Don't let them fool your world.
Why can't there be hip hop and golf, son?
Because they wouldn't let you play on the field.
Of course, and they will let you play.
For like a certain amount of time. Again,
Big Boy did a movie about that.
If you like to play at the Q Motor Golf Hills, you know what I'm saying, where it's 4 block times for $70, you know what I'm saying, where you're only allowed to be here from this time to this time. Fat Tuesdays, Fat Tuesdays Q Motor Golf Club, you know what I'm saying.
I don't like that no more, son.
Moving back over to the East Coast side of things, just so we can stay on track. Let's go on down to again another East Coast representative. My man DJ Scantastic, DJ Baba Midi, DJ Texas Toast, DJ. Just put it in the bag because I got to get out of here. What's going on?
Yo, what's good, man?
When
What's
you
good,
think
what's
about
good?
these two masters of the MPCs, because I assume they both at some point use MPC or ASRs maybe.
Yeah.
I think Al's more the ASR guy. I know he knows.
Yeah.
Even though he showed no interest this week whatsoever. But when we talk about these two lyrical, these two beat monsters.
That could have been me.
That buck that bought the bottle could have fucking bought you Serato. What do you think when we talk about these two giant producers that influence the culture of sound?
This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one for me. Definitely two of my favorites. Two legends that definitely have, in my opinion, specific styles. But long story short, for this one, I'm going to go with Alchemist on this one.
Oh, sounds personal. All right. Obviously, must have been one of those type of moments where you got to meet Just Blaze and he didn't shake your hand or something. One of those like don't meet your heroes type situations.
Yeah,
I could go into that.
Oh. So we admit this also, but it's not that though. It's the moment after when he tossed your business card into the trash.
Nothing but love.
He was like,
the blackest mixtape. What the?
He was like, hey man, I do some beats. He's like, wait, who are you? Did he do that to you? Damn.
You're not even local.
I'm gonna speak to him about that. But I'm gonna get at you, Just Blaze.
Remember that shit from the basement? You get yours, B. So apparently Just Blaze will get his tonight, according to the Scanless. So Scan is going with Alchemist again. We are looking very, very DuckTales this evening. Malcontent. I hope you see what's going on. All this Disney Plus going on over here. All right.
Yo, listen.
All this fucking Huey, Dewey, and Louie shit going on right here.
He knows the real.
Rocking with Just Blaze.
Yo, let's get him on.
Of course he is, because the man is not. He don't subscribe to Disney Plus.
Let's get him on.
That's Amazon Prime man.
That's it.
That's an HBO Max man right there. We gonna keep going because we still got to introduce the rest of the room, but it looks like it's looking very quackish at the moment. But we gonna see what's going on. My man from the DMV. Just when you think about to give you the fingers, no, we're gonna talk to my man blowing it down with the hookah. My man Mastermind 24K. What's going on, my Dominican brother? What's got that hookah going? I see what's going on.
Not even. It's the herb pen.
Herbal pen. Oh shit. Okay. Listen, I hope it's medicinal.
He got the yak. He got the herbal pen. He got everything.
You know what I mean? I hope it's medicinal. Excuse me. Mastermind 24K. We're talking about these two giants. We see what the room is feeling like. Are you feeling the same? Is it Alchemist versus Just Blaze? Who do you got?
Let me sip my yak real quick.
I'm going for my boy Allen.
See?
Oh,
The real.
on a personal level. Look at
Government.
Look at that.
And he
What
said
if I told you his name was Alex? How would you feel then?
Fuck Allen.
Just so happens that his name actually happens to be Allen. Actually, I was gonna say it's his middle name actually. Triple C. When he puts a poster up in his room, he does his homework. He reads the Teen Bop magazine, the Teen Beat, the Tiger Beat. He reads them all before he puts the posters out, put them on his wall.
Word Up magazine.
Yeah.
DJ Hobo, when we're talking about, he's sipping on his $200 yak. Shit.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
he got that from the golf course.
He got that Japanese shit. You know what I'm saying? Pinkies up.
Nah, this that homemade stuff from my boy.
Oh boy.
You got some
moonshine.
Brown sugar.
Moonshine's usually clear, so I hope you know.
It's whiskey. It's whiskey.
Whiskey.
Brown sugar whiskey. It's actually really good.
I bet it is.
Okay.
So being from VA, we have these two gentlemen right here in front of you. In the air, let's just call it. Two masterminds behind the boards, delivered us nothing but hits over the years, controlled the sound of the culture for a while. Who do you got when we're talking about Alchemist versus Just Blaze?
Man, I struggled with this,
Mm-hmm.
but in the interest of going with my gut and how I feel,
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going with the Alchemist.
Yeah.
Alchemist.
Oh wow, ladies and gentlemen, we just another episode of DuckTales. What's that shit on the Discovery Channel? Them dudes at the Duck Family. You fucking
Duck
ducks.
Dynasty.
The Duck Dynasty has arrived. The dynasty is in the building. I see what it is. Okay. Do you want to expand on why, Hobo, real quick?
His body of work, albums wise, his like the number of tracks that he produces that are really dope. I gotta go with him.
Enough said. I got you. And again, not your vote. I got your flag. We've decided. I see which team you're going on right now. Shout out DJ YZ. We need you, YZ. If you're watching DJ YZ, we need you. You know why?
YZ hates the Alchemist.
Yeah. Oh my hate. He just had an interesting stance. And I got to be honest. I'm doing a lot of research today. I'm not gonna say I agree 100% with DJ YZ, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it tonight. Shout out to Malcontent in the building, just popping in at the last second. Malcontent, what's going on?
Chilling, man, chilling. Happy to be here.
It's safe to say, from what I understand from the chat room, you're going with Just Blaze, and we just want a quick why.
And I've been thinking about this all day, man. When I saw the topic, this is no disrespect to Alchemist. That's my dude. He's nice. Yeah. But Just Blaze is his big songs, his stuff that hits is big, and it's like legendary. I mean, classics. Like you think about some of the stuff he's done for people. When he makes a song that's hot, it is a classic. It's an all-time like classic that you remember for years and years and years. And I mean, Alchemist is just like steady. So for me, I had to have something to differentiate because they're both so dope. And to me, that's that impact that Just Blaze has. Plus, he does like real nice, just basic, album cut type stuff too, and underground bangers. But man, that dude, he surprised me. You look through his discography, it surprises you, man.
It surprised me as well today. I'm not gonna lie. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this battle started. Again, we do this every Monday night.
Yeah, for real.
Eats, beats, and rhymes. Who do you got? Alchemist versus Just Blaze. Let's get into it, fellas. When we talk about Alchemist versus Just Blaze, who had the better first placement? Apparently, Alchemist's first big placement was on Cypress Hill's Tequila Sunrise featuring Fat Joe.
Yeah.
His first time getting a real look. Versus Just Blaze's, believe it or not, first placement was I Really Like It by Mace featuring Harlem World.
What?
Wow.
I like it. I really, really like it. Just Blaze.
That's the Harlem World joint. Yep.
If we could,
can we play
DJ
those?
Hobo, yeah. Can we get a little Tequila Sunrise?
I gotta find those.
Well, just so happens I happen to have Tequila Sunrise. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this. Yep.
Hobo, look at that Harlem World.
DJ, like, yo.
Again, fire.
Yeah.
This is out first
in there. He was in there, like.
Yeah, so we're not gonna talk about the hooligans per se because he wasn't really involved in any of the production that back then, and we are talking straight producers. So again, if you want to,
he was a kid. He was still a kid.
That we back in what, maybe 93. Right? Hooligans.
92, 93. The hooligans.
Really?
93. Yeah, I looked it up.
I thought it was like 93, something like that.
Okay, so there you go. Hooligans again. Scott Conn, the famous actor.
You talking about Mad Skills?
Together.
Yeah, Mad Skills and Mud Butt.
You talking about Mad Skills?
Mud Foot. There you go. Exactly. Right, everybody. I love it when my crew does these motherfucking homework. We're talking about these two gems. Let's talk about Harlem World. Again, it's really Harlem. I just threw Mace in there just to give it a little bit of like, you know. But Mace eventually at one point started his own label with Jermaine Dupri called All Out. Went down to Atlanta, started his own label, and basically went ahead. Started a deal with Jermaine Dupri, started signing dudes to the neighborhood, like his twin sister Stacy, like Huddy Combs, like Pierre Cardin, a bunch of other rappers. Loon was actually part of the group. So this was their first single, Blinky Blink.
I remember Blinky Blink.
So does Cannabis. So does Cannabis.
Was that who? No, that was Cannabis. Who was the one that Ghostface punched in the face?
Ghostface punched one of the Bone Thugs dudes in the face, but
I thought he punched Mace's brother. He talked about it in the song.
Damn.
Mace's brother? I don't know about that.
Hobo just went right for it with the Wu-Tang hat on. Damn.
I mean, listen, again, the 90s was a rough time. The 90s was a rough time. Hobo, do you happen to have Harlem World? I really like it.
I do. I did find this.
See if you guys recognize this sample, this flip.
Yo, nowadays girls be out for the money and things, but the me is so sweet when I'm running my game. I give them.
Oh wow! Hobo put the thumbs down.
Yeah, I second that, Hobo.
Yeah. Looking for a special woman that's gonna give me what I need anytime.
That's not
where my Mace fans at? You crazy?
I
like it.
That's
I
not
like it. I really, really like it. I'm for it.
Not that white star.
I mean, that's Candy Girl. You did it.
If it worked once, it'll work again.
Y'all do realize that he was a co-producer along with Super Sam and Mace on that, so he don't get all the blame.
No, I'm gonna give him the blame. I'm gonna tell you why, Malcontent. I'm gonna tell you why, because I seen a podcast where he talks about this being his first placement, and he talks about, I guess, the first guy you just mentioned. He gets the credit because he told me, he said, listen, because he was trying to shop his beats at the time.
True.
He was like, yo, these aren't bad. He's like, I don't need any of these though. He's like, but listen, I'm working with Mace tomorrow at blah blah. He's like, if you want a placement, he said, sample Candy Girl, and I promise you it'll fucking work. And it's almost like he had the idea, brought it to Mace. He said he played it for Mace. Mace went crazy, like, this is the single, like, this is the one. And he was just like so confused, like, what? Like, this one? Yeah, because he was like, sample this, and he was like, this? Like, because his beats were way more complex than that. Yeah. And he was just like, okay, like, so he kind of. So what's the word I'm looking for? Like, he kind of like he conceded to, like, all right, like, I'm gonna dumb this down. Yeah, I'm gonna dumb this down to get this job that he says I'm gonna get, and he did get the gig, and it opened his door to a whole. It's the prime example of get your foot in the door.
Exactly. Like Moses said, that shit was whack juice.
So listen, again, Black Moses, I don't know if you hear when I describe the question, and again, you're allowed to think that way. I just want to make sure you understand the question. Everybody, who had the better first placement? Was it Cypress Hill, Tequila Sunrise featuring Fat Joe, or was it I Really Like It, Harlem World, featuring Mace?
I'm just going to explain myself real quick because I know how this one's going to go. Yes, I mean, the Candy Girl straight up like loop sample, bad boy-ish, all type, I get it. And it totally wasn't his style, but it got him on. Now now being honest, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I loved the first Cypress Hill album. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. But by the time Cypress Hill 4 came out, to me, by the time the second album came out, they had fallen off, in my opinion. Now, not to say anything bad about Be Real, because Be Real is nice. But to me, the group, like their sound, it just wasn't as dope as it was in that first album, in my opinion. So Cypress Hill, they got kind of pop a little bit, whatever. So to me, by the time like that album came out, they were like, okay, they were pop, they were Cypress Hill, but it's like, whatever. It's the same type of thing with Mace at that point. Mace had left Bad Boy. This is like 99 when this came out. So his run was like 96, 97, 98. That was like his strong run. By the time
he was still around 95 too. Remember, he was guest appearing. Like, this is like fresh introduction. So he's doing anything No Way Out, which is basically him out.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm talking about the time that this Harlem World album came out in 99. Like, to me, that was just like him trying to get off on his own, get out of that bad contract, whatever the heck he was doing. And he had kind of started falling off too in my opinion at that time. But what I will say is that makes things kind of even as far as like the put on. So in my mind, obviously,
you feel like both groups are already kind of falling off at this point.
In my mind, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is like, so as far as a put on type thing, I mean, Just Blaze did what he had to do. Thank God he did that, and that was a good put on. And definitely, Al getting with Cypress, that's a big put on. But the better sounding song, the better produced song, the doper song, easily, is the Cypress Hill joint. So I give Al this one.
I'm assuming the rest of the room feels the same way.
Yep.
Okay.
The Brady Bunch
every time.
Yeah, Alchemist. Yeah.
Like you work with Cypress Hill, you get to get on track and produce for Cypress Hill, you good. It's Cypress Hill.
True.
I was impressed. I'm like, sure, Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, after a bit of deliberation, not much actually,
A bit.
just really one go around the room. By show of hands, we actually said, "Who doesn't agree with?" with I really like it. Again, I was playing devil's advocate for the room.
I didn't like
at
it.
the moment. He didn't like it. He couldn't appreciate the new edition sounds that he once grew up with, trying to usher in the same great, feel good kind of song in hip hop.
He probably could even flip it better now. Now that
wow, and questioning out his ethics at the time, the way he was making production.
Triple C. Everybody got, Jay-Z got his Sunshine. It's always gonna be a little something.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Hobo. So
I like that.
He's talking about that album. Like Volume 1 is.
That album was.
But when Malcolm says literally Sunshine, to me, it's like an entire we're talking about the entire project.
I'm not talking about that. That album was dope. I think that song was.
That song is whack. But the We Belong to the City was terrible as well.
Yeah, he had a couple of trying to be popular. I mean, he had some joints on there though.
These are the same album. I mean, Hove literally a few weeks ago said that this is the album that got away from him. Like this is the album that he feels like his weakest album is Volume 1. He's said it literally I think last week on.
That's Kingdom Come, but whatever. Yeah, all right.
Ooh, okay. Well, we could have a Kingdom Come versus. That's another battle at another time. But it looks like when we asked the question, who had the better first appearance when it comes to Alchemist and Just Blaze, it looked like it came down to appearances on first Cypress Hill's Tequila Sunrise remix featuring Fat Joe, and Just Blaze's I Really Like It by Harlem World featuring Mace. And it looks like this round officially goes to the Alchemist. So Alchemist team is on the board. They've managed to waddle their way into first place.
That's because we didn't really like it. We didn't really like it.
They didn't really like it.
We did not.
I'll tell you what the chat room doesn't really like is Wendy Williams. Good Lord.
Yo, Wendy Williams at that time. I seen Black Moses talking about what we was gonna get to in a minute. I have a feeling this next one is basically a resounding discussion. It's a bit loose ended because it doesn't pinpoint anything as far as proper answer. This is more the debate style stuff that I think we've become to known to do here at these battles. And I want to ask the question. When we're talking about Alchemist versus Just Blaze, let's go ahead and talk production styles. Let's talk about what these guys are known for, what their sounds mean to us. And again, for those in the room that are able to identify certain sounds when they hear a beat and go, is that Just Blaze? That's Just Blaze. Or that's Alchemist, right? I think both those guys have reached that level of Jedi where we can recognize a sort of beat by them, a la Primo, a la Pete Rock. For me, Buck Wild is like that. I can kind of always, for some reason, recognize a Buck Wild beat. I think it was definitely the vibes because he was good for a vibe sample here and there.
Yeah. The patterns of
the drums.
In doing my research, there was some joints that Alchemist did that I did not know he did.
Can we talk about it? Let's go ahead.
Yeah, like Microphone by Slaughterhouse. I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, the microphone on the first album, right?
I didn't know he did that. And truth be told, I didn't know he did Flowers by Ghostface.
He did Flowers by Ghost?
I'm sorry, The Forest.
Oh, The Forest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost got really upset right now because I was like, I just did homework on Bulletproof Wilds today. I was like, what do you mean? Like, that didn't come up. Forest definitely is a definitely a banger. Can we get a little sample of Forest real quick?
Sure, we sure can.
While everybody, again, we're gonna discuss this for a little, quickly, but in depth. When you bring up a song that what you want to sort of make your point, let's bring it up, throw that hobo so we can get a little sample of of what we're talking about here to make your point, if that makes any sense. So hobo's point to make here is Forest, produced by Alchemist, for Ghostface Killer off the Bulletproof Wallets.
He had that under the Wu-Tang hat.
I man got the Wu-Tang hat.
I did.
I think y'all don't even know that he did this. Like what Hobo was saying, because this joint is one of those like, oh, I heard this. Like I didn't know that was him. Again, I think we might have just thought it was RZA.
It don't sound like nothing that he.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah. Oh, you're not gonna keep it going?
Hearing it in hindsight now, because again, I discovered that today too in my research.
Ghost.
It's like that does sound like Alchemist beat off the bat. And I know I don't know why I didn't keep that. There you go. So is this is your argument? I'm assuming you're putting your first chess move up. You're saying the Forest. What is it about Al's beats or that particular beat that makes you stand on this pedestal?
It's that the rhymes on that. I mean, it's the beat, but the rhymes were kind of like not so gloomy, but the beat to me was still a little gloomy. His beats are.
Was my joint when it came out, and the thing about that.
Look at the background magically. Just by the way, I don't know if anybody realizes that. The power of the internet. Like,
he just swooped in with the bird on his arm.
He swooped in with the bird on his arm.
With the bird. Nah, but I'm gonna say that and Scan even knows that. Like I like listening to Scan's beats and listening to other people's beats. Like it was a couple of beats you had, like beat tapes. You had what was homeboy's name? Can't think. You know him. I know his name because I know him through
Tola?
Yeah, Ayatollah. Because I remember you was listening to some of his beats as well. And I like, I call them like superhero beats or just beats that are just kind of remind you of
I like that description.
Like
superhero beat. No, because I can see that as a superhero joint.
Right. But the thing is, with that beat that Hobo just played, that beat sounds like a sort of like a medieval type of like an old cartoon type of beat that'll just get you hooked, or it could be like for a commercial. It could go any kind of way, but he just flipped it. But I like those types of beats that are just different, intricate, that could kind of remind you of something or kind of take you to another place. That's
okay. So Breeze, is this safe to say your vote would go for Alchemist for the same beat or just in general period, like same reasoning? Or is there a particular joint that you want to play to sort of express your opinion on Alchemist as well?
I would say any beat that he did for like Mobb Deep, man. And I know you said you don't want to do
no. Again, you first of all, you're the first person to bring up Mobb Deep, so it's all good. So stand on your pedestal and explain which Mobb Deep joint that he did for you makes you feel that way. Go ahead.
I'll be honest, I can't even think of one right this second.
I can't.
You have the chance to stand on this fucking pedestal. You better fucking pick one.
I'll help you. Got It Twisted. Quiet Storm.
Got It Twisted.
Quiet Storm was good.
The Realist is my joint. The Realist.
Quiet Storm is Havoc.
Yeah, the Realist.
Quiet Storm is Havoc. Havoc.
Did he do who did Shook Ones?
Havoc.
That's Havoc. Yeah, Al didn't come in until Murder Music. So his first appearance on Murder Music was Feel It and The Realist.
Thug Music.
The Realist, Home Sweet Home.
Yeah.
No, now wait. I don't know if that's on Murder Music though. Home Sweet Home.
That might be on Infamy.
It might be Infamy. His involvement started at that, and then he also did solo projects for Prodigy, as we know. Like Return to Mac was fucking.
Albert Einstein was better.
Albert Einstein was dope too. Shout out to Got It Twisted. That mentioned who mentioned that song. I think it was Hobo. That the weird science flip is just retarded. Excuse me, is amazing. So we're talking Mobb Deep, obviously. We're gonna go ahead and put Breeze's vote down. Does anybody want to chime in on this same sort of conversation to play devil's advocate for Just Blaze at this moment? So does anybody want to talk about his production style? What rings in their brain when they think? I think of the sped up sample, the Chipmunk samples to a certain degree.
But Just Blaze have like he has more
the
like
sped up soul samples.
He has a fuller sound. Like his, I don't know who's his engineer, but it sounds fuller down what Alchemist does.
Yeah. I mean, I could touch on that briefly. I mean, with just what I've seen and what I've known over the years, that he basically, the difference to me between the two is that Just goes in with more live instrumentation, and he'll replace samples. His engineer was Young Guru. That was the person who mixed some of his stuff. And then I think I was telling Malcontent when I used to go to Stadium Red in Harlem, Just Blaze actually just moved into that studio. So I actually saw his studio being built, and some of the stuff he was using. So with Just, he tends, I would say, he produces records a little bit more, but live instrumentation.
He plays drums. He definitely plays drums, right?
That's why it sounds fuller to me.
Yeah. With Alchemist is more of a straight up sample based hip hop producer.
And that's what I was gonna, I was gonna obviously jump in for Just Blaze, right? Because I'm the only person on this team. But one thing I was gonna say is that dude. I mean, I know, like Jules mentioned the, like the Chipmunk sound and the sped up samples. That's obviously his signature thing, right? But he'll
at one time.
Yeah, at one time, yeah. But he'll definitely surprise you. It's more about him. Yeah, he catches like these kind of perfect riffs, and it has a lot of like energy, kind of like his name, Just Blaze. It's just like fire. Like it just kind of amps you up. That's a lot of his stuff. It's very full sounding, like Triple C said. I mean, that's just his sound. But he'll surprise you sometimes because speaking of Prodigy, right?
Like
do y'all remember that song Diamond on HNIC?
Yeah,
sound like an Alchemist song. Who produced that? Who produced that?
That was Just Blaze.
That was Just Blaze,
exactly. Play that. Can someone play that joint? Because that joint right there. If you
I played it earlier today. If nobody can find it, but
I love that album.
Very slept on album.
I love it.
Okay, shout out to Bars and Hooks all over that project.
Yeah, I like that album.
Hey, real quick, I'm looking up Alchemist's joints because there's a lot of stuff I didn't even know he did. He did one for Sean Price. This is Genesis of the Omega.
Oh,
and I remember that video.
He did a couple joints. He did that Barbarian. He did the Barbarian joint.
I was gonna say I would have chose Barbarian.
The Barbarian one is dope.
Barbarian
crazy. But I remember this video that he shot for it when he had the lumberjack joint on. That's why.
Yeah.
Too, man.
I think for Alchemist, one of my favorite Alchemist flips is the one joint he did with Agalak or Cookie Monster.
Yes, I remember that joint.
Oh shit!
Wow. He did a few joints for Agallah actually. I in my research he did at least B-side of the wow. Rest of Fine Nine's Boom is a really good one.
That's the album cover. Well, the single cover for Boom is a porn star.
Royce, with Royce,
Royce,
I think they all have porn stars, weren't they? Like
either that or video vixens, whatever. One of they
video. Some are video vixens.
Okay, I thought they were all porn stars. Well, they definitely had a few porn stars. I definitely.
Didn't they have like something with like the Wheel of Fortune thing in the background, or the Price is Right?
Yeah, like a pinwheel or something. Yeah.
That was one of the singles. That was Lord Digger.
Yeah, Lord Digger.
With the Price is Right flip. Yeah, my game is tight. My game is tight.
When we play this the Diamond joint, I
play that Diamond. This is a good example. Just Blaze.
Yeah, this is fire.
That's a piece.
Hey, man.
I'm trying to say, man. Yo, man, and stuff like that. He'll surprise you, man. Like he did, obviously he did, stuff for like Jade, like girls. You know what I mean? He did,
He did that. Yeah.
Who's playing that?
Who's playing that?
Okay, you playing it? Cool.
Who, Mal?
No, I didn't play that. I didn't play nothing.
Triple C playing that?
Triple C playing that?
Yeah.
I would know because I was about to give Malcontent like wow, that's so interesting. Like you being from another state, like you sweat in New York, like welcome to New York City. but no, because
I was born in New York.
No. But I mean, but like I didn't know that. Respect, but it's just like that record here, obviously for obvious reasons, right? They made a lot of noise. I just didn't know if that record was as big outside of New York as it was inside of New York. But songs,
Yeah, he got joints, man.
He's got the joints.
Exhibit A is bonkers.
And
Exhibit
C.
A.
He did Exhibit C too.
And Exhibit C, J Electronica,
Exhibit C,
okay?
yeah.
Mac Bitch with Beanie Siegel. Song Cry Jay-Z.
Song Cry,
All right?
yep. Yo, hold on. He did.
Line them up.
He did. Don't
Freeway.
you know? Don't you know from Jay-Z from the Paid in Full soundtrack? That's a whole different sound.
PSA from Jay-Z. Allow me to reintroduce myself.
The one thing I wanted to mention too, I know people may not think it's the best song, but it's ill. Like what he did with Hovey Baby. Hovey Baby is an ill.
Oh yeah, that joint is sick.
Yeah,
It's Hovey Baby.
And he just kept flipping it.
You know what's a slept on joint too that he made a lot of noise with, but people just forget about it because he did React, Eric Sermon.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
That shit was fire.
Yeah, I remember we used to burn that in the club.
Oh, that was definitely a club banger.
Yeah.
So again, don't sleep on Just Blaze.
And like more recently, like he did Lord Knows.
That flip
Ignorant Shit by who?
Yeah. By Jay-Z and Beans is on it too. But you know, and then Drake took it when he did it on the
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I heard that one.
It's the Between the Sheets, the Ozzy Brothers sample. It's just flipped.
Oh, okay.
But it's not the typical one that everyone uses. It's the other. Yeah, you heard Ignorant Shit, believe me.
Okay.
Great song, man.
I think it's safe to say Just Blaze's style in this particular conversation is a bit more obviously radio friendly. At the same time, a little more upbeat.
More produced, man. More produced, in my opinion. More produced. Again, we've had a conversation earlier about using musicians. So you're producing the record, even though it's a hip hop record, you're still going above and beyond just the sampling to really get it to be full and make it lush and make it sound really good.
So where does your vote go in that case?
But what was the overall question for this?
We're just talking about production styles. Like whose style do you?
I would say
appreciate, imitate, don't like.
I mean, I'm really split on this, but I would say I would give the edge
Philly to keep in the building.
I would give the edge to Just on this only because like being at his studio, knowing some of the stuff that they use and then knowing how I learned how to come up with certain things too. It's kind of like, okay, knowing what boards to use, what keyboards to use, what instruments to have, what to play.
Moving, but I still need everybody's vote.
I want to play this for Blaze.
Wait, so is this your vote?
He killed this.
Okay, I guess. Hey, I remember that.
Breathe is insane.
Insane.
So are you choosing Just Blaze, Trip?
Why don't you lean to the other side so we can see his picture while you play the beat?
Do your man the respect.
You know what, John? I like the letter P with Saigon too. That was dope too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at you.
It's more fuller. Even though I like that.
You didn't mention that, and that's very specific of what you talked about. You like the fuller sound. Anybody else? Actually, is that everybody in the room? So Muller.
Check this out. All right, let's talk about it, right? Just Blaze, he got the samples, right?
Alchemist is Puerto Rican, I heard. Low key Puerto Rican.
No, he ain't.
Yes, he is. Jewish Puerto Rican on the Jewish side.
Oh, okay. I know he's Jewish.
John Leguizamo.
He's a mutt. It's cool.
He ain't no mud. That boy white.
Straight up Jewish.
So Just Blaze got the samples, right? But
they both got the samples.
Yeah.
But Alchemist can do the same fucking thing. Can somebody play a song for me?
I got you.
These two together were extremely hot.
They can do it.
This was one of those rare occasions when people get together, like Blaze and Jay-Z, for example, where when they get together, it's just like, oh shit, like okay, that's pretty fucking serious. You got that, Hobo?
Yep.
Let's do that.
Albums, the 50-50 joint venture.
yourself to a nice
That's off that Mac 10, right?
Yeah.
That Mac 10 project is just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I remember really enjoying the shit out of that project.
That's my answer.
So your answer is Alchemist.
Of course, yeah.
There you go. Okay, so listen, we've gotten the last vote in. What is the chat room talking about, Hobo? What they feeling about? I know Philly the Kids just jumped in Black Moses up in there. Which way are you guys feeling right now? Are we talking about whose production style sort of fits what you guys like to sort of, let's just call it, drive around to?
Oh, drive around tools. Damn, I gotta
nah, Triple C, I put it down. No. Listen, like I said, it's whatever way. I literally know, but in all honesty, if that's how you want to sort of fight your Alchemist vote for driving around music, it's whatever way you want to sort of present it.
He can't do that. He played the Just Blaze song.
He did play Just Blaze.
I'm trying to. No, but Joe said he devil's advocate. He said, "Is anybody going for?"
But listen, unfortunately for you, Triple C, we've already closed the voting. But again, I was just throwing another example. That wasn't the sole basis. I was just throwing another example of ways that I would love for everybody to always interpret. Unless I'm being very specific, I want you guys to interpret it whichever way you want. I want you to bring new arguments to the table. You know, like, hey, I feel this would be because of sales. Like, oh, that's your argument? Okay, like,
Alchemist for driving around, for sure.
If that's what you say, no, that's what you say.
And Black Moses said Just Blaze.
It's split again, just like this particular round, fellas. So we're looking at, again, another episode of Eats, Beats, and Rhymes channel, showing you another great Blaze. The question was, let's talk production styles, and it looks like the room was split as well as the chat room. And it's literally a 50-50 split. When we're talking about production styles, it looks like half the room went for Alchemist, and the other half went for Just Blaze. We are officially both teams on the board, but we've got a split in this particular round number 2. We are moving on to round number 3. Again, another episode of Who Do You Got? Alchemist versus Just Blaze. It's only right that we just get right into fucking songs. Let's just get right into motherfucking songs. Let's just talk about song versus fucking song. And we can talk about, why did you pick this one? Why did you pick that one? Suck it. Okay, because unless you fucking threw any questions my way, no pause. Get on your knees. Get this voices. All right? You gotta understand. Unless you're sending me a DM with a particular fucking question, I don't give a shit. That means I get to roll the dice and come up with the questions. And I thought of this next round, when we're talking about track versus track, Prodigy, produced by the Alchemist, of course. Keep It Thoro. Cue that up, DJ Hobo. Versus
Keep It Thoro.
Who's playing that right now?
I did.
Who did? Triple C, stop doing that bullshit. Your sound is terrible. Hand it to Hobo. Just tell him. Just Hobo, play this. He'll do it. He'll do it.
All right.
That sound was terrible. I missed every drop that I wanted to hear, but I felt the effect of the Keep It Thoro. So now, Triple C, now you're responsible for bringing up the next one, because if the next one's louder than this one, everybody's gonna feel the next one. So now you got to look this one up, and I'm sure you got it. All right, we're talking about.
I know you're going for Keep It Thoro.
Yeah, we'll pick up the most obvious Just Blaze one I'm gonna pick right now, which goes obviously. If we're gonna pick fire like Keep It Thoro, I had to throw it against a motherfucking banger. Just Blaze produced, own Jay-Z. You don't know. Yeah, type away, Triple C, type away. You don't know.
Oh man,
I just like the whole sound.
He said I
man.
can't.
Hobo, you better get that
ugly
right
one.
just in case. Triple C, he's having difficulty backing out of the search.
I got it.
Turn your radio up higher.
Right, you should. Yeah.
I can't hear it.
Yo.
So much coke that you can run the slalom. The cops told me shit top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. With personalities flashing, chrome meets chrome. Coke prices up and down like this
Wall Street home.
Hey! But now blown all over that brown throne. When slip you are now gone. Welcome to hell. You are below that cell. When the shells come, you better return them. All scars, we earn them. All cars, we learn them. Like the back of our hand. You watch the cop topping out the back of van. Wear a G on my chest, I don't need that for Dan. This ain't a
Stop it. Just stop it. Stop it. We're showing too much love. We're showing too much love.
Oh.
Listen. Keep it thorough versus you don't know. Shout out to your Triple T Radio in the building. That better be YZ. YZ, you better fucking stick your nose all up in this motherfucker. Talking about Alchemist. We know how you feel. Bring it to the fucking table. Around here, we speak our fucking minds.
Facts.
What up, YZ?
We're talking about it tonight. I'm glad you're in the room. Shout out to you. Listen, I had to pick 2 fucking bangers. Who wants to go first? Because keep in mind, you guys know at the end of the day, if your vote don't count, I'm going to fucking let you know it. So step up. Step up.
This is a tough one,
first,
man.
damn it.
Yeah, go.
I'm sticking with Keep It Thorough. I'm sticking with Keep It Thorough. Damn it.
So you're going with the Alchemist.
That beat is bonkers. No disrespect to You Don't Know, but I really, really like that Keep It Thorough beat, man. It really.
I do too, but You Don't Know it's crushing that. You Don't Know it's crushing that.
Yeah. Triple C. Why are you gonna die on this hill? Why do you decide to die on this hill? Explain.
Why? And we're not talking about rhymes, bro. Just the beat. No rhymes.
No. Again, if that's his stance.
Hold on 1 second.
The beat. It reminds me of Godzilla. Godzilla stomping on people.
Okay.
Actually, it might be a Godzilla sample. It might be
Yo, Trip.
That's a fetish that I'm not into. Okay.
But here's the thing, though, Trip. You're saying that, but once again, you got Alchemist breathing down your neck like.
Ready for the jokes.
Perfect. You look like he was scheming on you when you was giving that answer.
Listen.
Triple C, you know how hardcore those Hollywood dudes are.
So far, only Triple C and DJ Hobo have stuck their neck out to put their vote down confidently. The rest of you are acting like a little bunch of kids at the shallow end of the pool. What's going on?
You know I stand. Knock down buildings.
My leg is in the water, brother. My leg is in the water, not the toe. My leg is all the way in it. In the pool.
There's a pause in this song. I'm about to mute you in a second.
No. I'm talking about the pool, sir.
Who do you got, Cool Breeze?
I got Just Blaze on this one.
Oh, snap.
Yes.
Who else feels this way? We talking about You Don't Know versus Keep It Thorough.
Yo, you know what, man?
Versus.
Yo, I'm gonna say this, man. Like, I want to really vote Keep It Thorough really badly. I want to, but
why wouldn't you?
And the reason
why wouldn't you?
No, here's the thing. Yo, when you don't know, again, we always talk about it on this channel about when we talk about how
the
things
DJ perspective,
hip hop and New York hip hop, because when this was coming out, Atlanta was starting to come up, and I remember when this record came out in particular.
Which one?
You Don't Know. Like, cats were going crazy up here when that record first came out. Cats
it's not even a single.
Their mind. Flex was losing his mind.
It's not even a single.
Everybody was losing his mind when the record came out.
It's not even a single.
Yeah, and
made that noise.
And people really losing their mind with this record. And I guess for me, Keep It Thorough again. That's a record, of course, dear to me. You know what I mean? But I just remember the impact of when You Don't Know came out, and I think that really helped New York for a little while longer as well.
So you're basically saying Just Blaze for this one.
Yeah, I'm going with Just, man.
Okay. Again, let's not be quick to forget about. Again, this is just other things I want to throw into the ring while we're talking about it. Let's not forget again, because we mentioned that You Don't Know is not a single, but again picked up so much steam that the world fucking ran with it, right? But let's not forget about the fact that Keep It Thorough was an actual single, and there was a video, and the video was fire. There was nothing weak about that video. It was just a bunch of fucking street
gutter,
a lot of jewelry.
Yo, Black Moses said, and that was the impact of that record. Like, Black Moses basically says when he was in the clubs, when You Don't Know first dropped, it was Tuck Your Chain of Music. And like I said, people were going crazy when this record came out. And that's why I have to give it to Just for this one.
Does anybody else feel the same?
Ribs and $100 bills.
Yo, what a
Kilo Ducatis, another 4 wheels.
It's a classic line, but
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Keep It Thorough for me, and again, my 2 cents don't mean nothing, but this doesn't mean I'm voting for it. But the way that Keep It Thorough makes me feel pause when I hear those fucking keys.
Right.
When I hear those keys, bro.
Ribs, $100 bills.
Yo, pure on Ducatis and other yo.
I throw a TV at you, crazy.
The little duns.
I throw a TV at you, crazy.
I throw a TV at you.
I throw a TV at you, crazy. P, you crazy.
Yo, P, you
crazy. TV at you, crazy.
Hey, yo, Jules, I don't know if my vote counts or matters, but I gotta, I'm going with You Don't Know, man. That song is unbelievable.
Of course it matters. Here we go. So so Malcolm didn't win his vote down. Again, I'm assuming you're kind of falling in line, and I don't mean it in a bad way. We're still deliberating. But what's your reasoning behind it?
Well, man, the energy that it has, like it kind of, it's like a up and a down, the pauses. It's like it's so much like kind of what Scan was talking about, the way this man produces. And again, this is never any diss to Alchemist, because Alchemist is just a beast. He's a monster, and I love Keep It Thorough. But there's a certain energy to You Don't Know that I just be like losing it every time I hear it, man. It's just I get in the zone.
Oh man,
it just does that, man. It's just. And every single time I've heard
You Don't Know. How about the remix? Can we get a shout out for the remix, the MOP?
Yeah,
I personally love the fucking remix.
I love the remix more. Yep.
Because that song needs that level of energy, and they bring that level of energy to that fucking
Who
beat.
better? Who better? Who better?
Blacka-boo, 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 blacka. I was like, oh my God, Warriors! I was like, yo, what do they say? What do they say when they say that? You gotta skip. It's a long intro. You gotta cut. You gotta cut to the.
Oh, blackout.
Who's that? Triple C again?
Yeah, New York.
Anyway, moving on.
New York was on fire.
Moving on. I had to mute that fucking that annoying little fly sound on the wall.
Mono.
I'm trying to unmute you. Ask to unmute, bro. I'm trying to unmute you. It won't let me.
Analog, not digital.
I'm not playing it anymore.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, let Hobo play it.
Yeah, let Hobo play it. Thank you. Anyway, we're not gonna let Hobo play. We got to keep it moving here. So again, so last but not least is Mastermind. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Your vote don't mean shit.
No. Fuck
You've been sitting in that cut, sipping that yak.
Yeah, Mastermind.
Smoking $100 cigars. You gonna sit your ass down. I'll take your vote, but I want you to understand. I'm gonna reject your deposit, nigga. Go ahead. Who you want?
I know where you live, bro. I'll go.
Who do you got?
Man,
I'm being polite.
Like definitely Just Blaze got it.
Didn't matter.
Respect, man. Respect, Mastermind. I know that was tough.
Thanks for
I love Keep It Thorough.
No. I'm about to mute you too. You don't get a chance. No. You had a chance at the very beginning when I say, who wants to go first? And you sat there sipping your yak with your pinky up, looking like it's motherfucker, like you was pinky in the back of the fucking limo. You know what I'm saying? And Friday and shit. No, yeah. See, no, yeah. On this $400 Polo Ralph Lauren sweater. So listen.
So what's the score?
When we're talking, what's the score? I'll tell you the score, motherfucker. I'll tell you the score. Okay, round number 3, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about, again, Alchemist versus Just Blaze. Producers, icons, beat masters, board masters, disgusting. Another episode of Who Do You Got every Monday night, 8 o'clock, don't forget. We talked about straight up tracks. We said Keep It Thorough versus You Don't Know. That's Prodigy versus Jay, in case you didn't understand. All right? It looks like it was an overall, except for one vote, shout out DJ Hobo on Prodigy side, but it looks like this round went completely to Just Blaze and Jay-Z for You Don't Know. This officially puts the first full score for Just Blaze on the board right here after the last round's official tie. We're going to keep it moving here. Eats, Beats, and Rhymes every Monday night, 8 o'clock. Another episode of Who Do You Got? Make sure you catch us next week.
Rock Boys is Sean C.
Say again?
No,
my fault. No, I thought the Rock Boys was Just Blaze.
I thought that was Sean C.
I'm pretty sure it's Just. Okay. Right?
I could have sworn I was Sean C and LV.
The drums alone.
I could have sworn it was Sean C and LV.
I don't think that's Just Blaze.
That's Just Blaze.
I could have sworn it was Sean C and LV.
I don't think so. I think that's at the point where he was yelling his name all over the track.
Internets, can we get a confirmation on Rock Boys? Right?
The only things
that's the name of the song, Rock Boys, right?
Yeah, the only thing that Just Blaze produced on that American Gangster soundtrack is Ignorant Shit and American Gangster, the title track. He didn't produce.
Oh, so maybe it is Sean C. Oh, snap.
Malcontent is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sean
so
C.
Who produced that, by the way?
LV and Sean.
LV and Sean C. Okay, nice.
It says Sky's Music. Diddy and two of his producers known as LV and Sean C. From the
Diddy was executive producing the entire album, so his name gonna be associated regardless.
Yeah, well, Sky's Music.
There you go. We are gonna keep it moving here. We're moving on to round number 4. It's about Alchemist, the producer, versus Just Blaze, the producer as well. Beat maestros, if you will. Both these guys were bound to eventually work with some of the same people in the course of their work. I decided to pick one of those random artists, and I decided to go with none other. He's on fire right now. He just dropped a fucking heavy fucking freestyle via Flex. I don't know if anybody got a chance to watch that or hear that. Check it out. Definitely worth the time. I'm talking about
Killer Cam.
Harlem's own Dipset's own Killer motherfucking Cam.
Oh yeah, I heard a freestyle.
Cameron Giles, aka Ho, aka Rico.
Yeah.
Okay.
That freestyle was good. I credit where it's due.
He comes through. He delivers a message real quick. Typical Cam style. We forget that he's still lyrical. He's cocky, but he's lyrical. So he backs up. That's what gives him the right to act the way he does.
He did his thing on that. He had to redeem himself after he tried to freestyle in the verses.
Here we go.
He said he made some money off that verses. That's all.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. But I don't care. Money don't mean shit to me.
Again, it's his stance that he stands on, and you have the right to stand on your stance, and that's the beauty of the show. We do the same thing here. So let's talk about the best Cameron produced track by both these individuals. I wanted to talk about Alchemist's involvement in the life of Mr. Cameron Giles. For those that don't know, and Hobo, I'm gonna need you to be fast on the type because this is such a shock. I don't know if any of you guys even know the song I'm about to bring up. I have a good feeling that DJ Scandalous knows what I'm talking about. All right, get your dollar bills together, fellas, because we're talking about Alchemist producing for Cameron's Wet Wipes.
Wet Wipes.
Okay, produced by Alchemist. That shit is fire. Versus, again, it's Dipset, but it's Cam at the end of the day. I really mean it. Listen, they both go extra hard in the club. So you got to kind of look at sort of from that perspective because Al's joints don't really go too heavy in the club. This is a club joint, though. This is when Al was definitely going along with the vibe of the era. And I don't feel like really expressing himself the way we are used to hearing Al. But still, he managed to bring his style into what we would call that Dipset world of, I bought a piece of pizza. I went to Pizza Pizza. And I went to, that kind of shit. So, DJ Hobo, do you mind queuing up Cameron's Wet Wipes for us and getting a little bit of that verse? It was an era.
Next stop, start trouble inside the Waffle House. Yup, skip the line. Look at homeboy, yo, bitch is mine. Had a little night. Tried to flick his shine, had a big gag, click clack, hit recline.
Black Moses.
What did Black Moses say? The Flintstone rap era was corn.
yo, before we put up,
but they were still masters of that Flintstone rap.
Damn.
That's the thing. Because there are a lot of Flintstone rap dudes, but they were the best at it.
That's a classic with Jimmy Walker coming out.
That video was hysterical, bro.
Yo, listen.
He dissed Jay-Z with that one.
Listen, I'm gonna say something. Right, I remember because I think we were down in VA.
Yeah,
and that's when I don't know if you remember, Hobo. You haven't the video yet. That's when I met you down in VA with everybody. And
Okay.
And we were like, "Yo, do you see that Wet Wipes video?" You was like, "I don't know, man." Man. And he saw the video because we were all there watching it. And he started laughing. He said, "Okay."
Is that the Chancla video?
Yeah, with Jimmy,
in the chocolates though, in the flip flops.
Yeah,
With the thong flip flops.
Yeah.
He stepped out the Maybach.
That joke, wow.
In the button down, yeah, the button down and the Yankee hat.
That shit was wild, bro. That shit was wild.
That was funny. Cam, he would bring that energy.
Dude,
like what?
Man.
Like fuck you.
Cam's a funny dude.
Definitely. Yo, thank God for Cam, for real, because Cam is entertaining as fuck, and he still gives us dope music. And like I said, he's still around.
Yeah.
When I talk about dudes like, that I say respectfully been around since like '92, still dropping music. He ain't dropping that much music anymore. But when he was here, I definitely didn't give him the flowers he deserved at the time. I do more in hindsight now these days. Cam
just released an album.
I know, but it's not. It don't. And I mean it respectfully. Like it don't do like when Fat Joe drop a single right now. It does.
True.
What it's kind of supposed to do. Like Cam don't need that shit either. I don't think he's looking for that. But if it was to happen, I mean, who wouldn't want to stop that? But that's the thing about Cam. Cam is just his own little machine. Like he's his own. I think the guy's selling like some kind of Spanish fly right now or some shit like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Crazy.
Whoa, too close to Cosby with Spanish.
like, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Black Moses for, like I said, for that Flintstone rap era. Like I said, I wasn't into it at the time, but in hindsight now, looking at it, it was still an era, and it's still better than the shit that's out today.
That's true.
It still is. Like that's the thing. So it's like, damn, that shit was corny, and it's like, nah, it wasn't that corny. That shit was all right compared to this shit.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, they had bars at least.
But Cam is always nice, man. But the thing is that sometimes I just think that some of these artists put out music based on what their fans might like.
Well, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. If you're in that, that record selling game, yeah.
Yes and no. It depends. Because if you're an artist, people are gonna like your music regardless. Look at MF Doom. He was rapping about what he wanted to rap about, but he still has a cult following.
It's really easier said than done what you said, because I mean, you really have. I mean, there's a lot more to the ingredients when it comes to like Doom.
But Doom was never pop like Cam was, man. Cam came out first album had pop singles. You know what I mean? Like Doom was always underground. So I mean, Cam,
they both had influence on culture. For sure, they both did. You talking about a guy that would wear a color pink,
He can pull
and another guy that would cover his face with a mask, full time. Like like we saw with Ghost, but then Ghost was like, I want motherfuckers to wreck. I want to get bitches too, and but like Doom was like, nah, like I will always keep the fucking mask on. Like,
but we already knew
he was the real Mandalorian. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we already knew who he was though.
We did, but more of a reason, like, yo, you can take it off. Like, nope.
He didn't give a fuck.
Like I am MF Doom when this is on. Like I am not MF Doom when this is not on. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like you can see him like hanging out backstage. Backstage, you don't have to have that shit on.
Yeah,
he'll be like backstage, me and Odd Future, like, yo, what up, like, and for them it's the same. Like, oh my god, I just like if they met him, like, hey, what up? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's good? Like, oh, that's Doom. Oh, so you're Doom. Like, oh, okay, cool. But you see your fucking idol, Spider-Man and Iron Man mask on. You're like, oh, in this case, MF Doom. You're like, oh shit, like, yo. Has anybody ever seen that clip of Odd Future when they meet MF Doom for the first time? Cool. They go ape shit.
They geeked out.
They geeked the fuck out. Like, oh shit.
Doom was so wild, man. He actually had like infiltrators come and do shows sometimes.
I heard that too. I heard that years ago in the late '90s. I heard that. I heard that in the late and early 2000s. I heard that, and it's hard to say because. Again, the mask. Like, it's hard to say. But again, let's stay on track here.
We playing that really mean it?
It said Cameron was wearing pink Timbs like my sister. But he had dudes, like I said, slowly okaying the pink vibe to a certain degree at that time. So Wet Wipes versus this, guys.
That man's lyrics be wild, bro.
Papadopoulos.
Wildest shit.
Papadopoulos.
Cam was always good for making you again. He would make you pay attention for a guy that we really felt like wasn't really going that hard, because that's how we felt at the time. But he still made you like, okay, I see what he did there. You still always had to give him his little credit, like okay, he should have known, son. 2 times for Cam for taking over the rock. You're like, oh, okay. It's my year. Like, okay, I see what y'all doing. So let's talk about it. Again, Wet Wipes. I really mean it. How fellas feeling in the room right now. You both You know, we got a couple DJs in the room, obviously. I would love to know your opinion coming from a DJ perspective. You know, which record means more to you at this point in terms of how you're DJing. If you're not a DJ in the room, which song does it for you? Let's get into it. Malcontent, you want to start first?
I mean, this is this is kind of like tough for me, man. I mean, you know, Cam, he's like his own entity with his flow and everything. I'm trying to just stick to just kind of focusing on the beats. Yeah, I mean, it's slight, but I'm still going to give it to my man Just Blaze on this one. Like that track just kind of, it's just like a nice amp, you know, like I said, he brings the energy, you know what I mean, and that extra bit of energy. Nothing against Wet Wipes. That's a dope ass song, but yeah, I got to give it to Blaze.
Hey, Scantastic, quick question. That Just Blaze sample, is that a reggae sample?
No, it's a soul sample, I believe. I think soul sample. I don't remember off the top of my head right now. Mal, you know?
I don't know. No.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head right now, but I know it's not a reggae sample.
So that was probably another joint that he did and had the reggae sample. Okay, so what are you feeling though when it comes down to these two tracks?
Man, this is kind of tough for me, man, because this is where I go into like my DJ bag versus my personal bag, right? Like personally, I play Wet Wipes way more. Personally.
Okay.
Personally. And like I said, we talked about it earlier, you know, about the video and everything else. But then if I'm spinning somewhere, I gotta play I Really Mean It though. I gotta play that because that's gonna really get the function popping. You know what I mean? So
it's the mood. It's all about the mood. Like the mood.
I'm really torn with this one, man.
Flip a coin.
I mean, you know what? I'll say I'll go with Wet Wipes. I'll go with Wet Wipes because I'll listen to that probably a little bit more on my own versus when I'm spinning. But if I'm spinning out, I would definitely play I Really Mean It. But for personal, I'll go with Wet Wipes.
They both had videos. Which video? I asked the room. If Scan already gave his vote, appreciate that. Which video did y'all like better?
I really mean
we talked about the chanclas versus the
Jay-Z with the chanclas on, bro.
I think the Wet Wipes video.
Yeah, Wet Wipes.
Does that influence your vote at all? Does the JJ Walker throwback?
That shit was funny.
Does it tilt the scale on the balance beam of like, well, you know, he gave JJ Walker some work.
Listen, man. That dude hopped out of the Maybach with some chicletas.
He did not. Breeze is exactly right. There was a Maybach. He came out with the jeans and the chanclas, the button down, and the Yankee. Right.
Yo, dude, that video that never gets old.
It really doesn't.
Why you shit on home so bad for though? Okay, so wait, so Breeze, let's stick to you then. So with that being said, you don't have to use the video as your voting ground. But what do you feel? We're talking about Wet Wipes versus I Really Mean It. Which way are you going?
Man, I need a wet wipe right now for my eye.
Which way are you throwing your vote?
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Wet Wipes joint, bro.
You're going with Wet Wipes too, okay?
Wet Wipes. That joint is just classic. Funny.
It is a classic New York sound and record for sure.
Yeah.
Mastermind. I'm gonna give you a chance to redeem yourself because you don't seem like you're ready to jump into the circle. But I'm gonna pick on you when it comes down to Wet Wipes, and I Really Mean It. I know you're a Cam stan, so you can't go wrong either way. Which way are you voting?
Shit, man. Fuck. For 1 second, yo.
Come on, you wearing the Jimmy Walker hat.
You currently wearing chanclas.
But are you wearing chanclas?
Matter of fact, I'm wearing chanclas right now, so I'm gonna go Wet Wipes, you know.
Wow, you're keeping it extra Latin. Oh shit.
Like literally, yep. Get the chanclas on.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Listen, it's getting slim, and the votes are starting to count less and less. Hobo, what are you thinking?
I'm going Wet Wipes as well. And yes, the video is giving me the extra nudge.
It's giving you this. Got you.
Yes.
It was
2, 3, 4.
It was a cool video, bro. And because remember, it was literally 2 videos in one.
Yeah, it had the shit with Lil Wayne at the end, right?
It was the first one was Suck It or Not, and then it led off into the Wet Wipes because they were in the club, and then it went from the club to the Denny's.
Or not, he's right. Yeah.
Baby girl, you gonna suck it or not?
And
That song was crazy.
Hip Hop Note, I think actually Cameron owns that Denny's as well too.
Oh shit! No shit.
Because he's filmed a couple of things in there.
Oh, so he's like, fuck it, I own the place. We could shut it down for the night. Shout out to Cam and his entrepreneurial ways.
His business entrepreneurial path.
Listen, as much as I would want, as much as I want,
up.
as much as
IHOP. Should have owned IHOP instead.
Oh, look at Triple C dropping his financial nuggets and advice in a room full of hip hop talkers. When, needless to say, I love the fact that you want to drop financial advice when we really wanted your hip hop advice. But you know what? It doesn't even fucking matter anymore. Your vote don't mean shit. So take your financial advice as well as your hip hop vote and get the fuck out of here, Triple C. Because you know what? You don't fucking matter. Okay? I'll take your little vote right now, but it doesn't even matter because the scale's been tipped. Which way are you voting, Triple C?
Wet Wipes.
Look, I don't even give a shit. I'm gonna write it down. Just for nostalgia. Just for nostalgia, I'm writing it down. But I'm here to let you know your vote don't mean a fucking thing.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Fellas, when we're talking about Alchemist and Just Blaze, who had the better Cameron track? We put Wet Wipes up against I Really Mean It. And it looks like, believe it or not, and I didn't see this happening. I really didn't. It's kind of weird. But I actually... if I was a betting man, I would have went the other way. This entire round, actually not the entire round, but this round definitely goes to Wet Wipes at the end of the day, produced by Alchemist.
Black Moses is hilarious. He said they were talking about when I Really Mean It comes on, girls get on the dance floor. Black Moses said girls and bloods on the dance floor at the same time.
little blood drops on the dance floor. These beautiful little droplets. Again, I didn't see that happening. I really thought I Really Mean It was going to be the favorite in the room, but again, you never know how this vote's going to go. So we're moving on. This round went to Alchemist. We are moving on to the end of this game. We're going to round number 5 where we wrap things up. Again, I thought what better way to do this? Let's just talk about track versus track. Let's just get to it. It's the best way to talk about it. The same way Versus does it. The same way we're going to wrap this up tonight. DJ Hobo, I need you to get ready on the search. You already know where this is going to go most likely. I want to thank everybody in advance for not relying on the Mobb Deep Jay-Z crutch that you could have. Again, it's no secret that these guys make amazing music with both of these people, both this group and this individual. But it's easy to fall back on that because that's what we know. But here we like to explore and go a little deeper. This one is not too deep, but it definitely strays away from these two giants that we're talking about and decide to move on to 2 other giants that are still falling into the hip-hop category. When we're talking about Alchemist versus Just Blaze, I wanted to go track for track. We're talking about Alchemist produced We Gonna Make It by Jadakiss. Versus another fucking banger from the same era. We're talking about Just Blaze produced What We Do by Freeway featuring Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel. I do this for my kids. I do it for my kids.
Now we talking.
Even though what we do is wrong. Still hustle till the sun come up. Looking forward till the sun go down.
Listen,
it's cold winter. This Busters better bundle up.
Yo, listen, Jules. Let's see what Philly has to say on this one.
Philly, big O. I'll mute you right now, brother. I'll mute you right now.
Hey, Philly.
What you gotta say?
You got to stay here.
Came in the chat real quick. They said, "It's whoa.
Pump the brakes, buddy.
Listen.
Pump the brakes.
For those that don't know, one of my favorite memes at the end of last year was that meme where it looks like it's a Philadelphia Sixers game. The DJ in the stadium throws on What We Do, the crowd goes nuts.
Lost it.
Freeway's in the building. He's sitting there looking just great.
That's a dope
Getting his flowers because everybody in the crowd is going nuts. There's a couple of standout people. They show a girl going off. They show a dude going off, and I loved it because he just looked like he deserved them flowers. That song is crazy. So is We Gonna Make It. Again, DJ Hobo, would you mind playing a snippet of both songs?
Yep, here we go. I'm just gonna jump right into it. Not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna jump right into it.
You for my kids, yo, for my kids.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Listen. This is very fair. First of all, we're talking about Jadakiss featuring Styles P. The Ghost. Okay, basically there's 2 Jadakisses on the track. Okay, long story short, they do the Batman and Robin, which they're notorious for doing. They do it well. They do it on that specific record, and they kill it. Okay, along with an amazing hook. The beat, disgusting. We move on to track number 2, where again, Freeway, young and hungry at the time. Just Blaze all over the album, but this song stands out amongst many of the others. Featuring Jehovah himself on verse number 2, but to be honest with you, from a DJ standpoint, it doesn't matter who else is on that track because I only get as far as fucking Freeway because he got such a fire-ass fucking verse. You feel the hunger. You described everything that I feel he's fucking going through or went through. There's no denying it. Shout out to Beanie Siegel on that as well. But listen, I asked the gentleman in the room. I asked the gentleman in the fucking chat room. Everybody that's there, everybody got to vote. Philly the Kid, Black Moses, YZ, everybody to vote. No hiding behind. I feel like both of them. Nah. This ain't Dream Chance. We can't pick both. You got to pick right now. Everybody who wants to go first, and keep in mind, your vote may not matter after a while. I'm going to call you out. Who want to go first?
I'm going first. Fuck that.
Oh, shit, mastermind.
Whoa. So, like, you know, saying the whole Freeway is cute. It's cute.
Oh, cute.
I'm going for the D block and my man Jada.
Hey.
On a beat level and on a lyrical level. You know, ripped it all the way through. That's it.
All right.
He's allowed to speak his mind. He's allowed to speak his mind.
Cheers. I appreciate that energy on that one.
Yeah.
He said it was cute. He said it was cute like your sister.
Wow,
Listen. He's setting the tone. This is the last question of the night. Who's going next? Do we need to play it again? Do we need to continue another snippet?
We need to run it.
Hold on.
Triple C, are you feeling worried that we're going to leave you out again? What's going on?
No, I'm choosing Blaze in this one.
Why is that?
He put that Con Edison juice on that.
Ooh, Con Edison. Explain for those at home that aren't familiar.
That electricity, that electric.
You got to pay that bill. They ain't going to take half. They want it all.
Yeah.
No, again, that song describes a lot. Both them songs do.
Yeah.
A lot of detail in both them records. But Trip, again with the quick fast, wants to put it down. He put his vote down. Who's stepping up?
Yo, me.
Malcontent.
Malcontent's got to say, hey, look, man. I was born in New York. I lived in Philly for a bit. You know, I done chopped it up with Philly the Kid about this already. You know, I'm telling you, man. But look, let me tell you something. Look, as much as I love
dancing
joint,
shoes. You want to dance? You want to dance?
I love the Jadakiss joint. This joint right here is unstoppable, man. I'm telling you, man. What we do is unstoppable.
Okay.
You talk about like. I mean, just my man said it was cute. He talked about the bars. Come on.
He talked about true mastermind.
He said, my man Jay said, gotta kill witness because free beers sticking out.
Scam beers sticking out. My beer's sticking out.
I know. Beanie Siegel talk about when they blow them horns like Coltrane. Come on, man. They giving like biblical on cats on there, man.
Yo,
that song is fire from beginning to end. Beginning to end fire. Total fire. Yeah. But
that track
all day.
You know what's crazy is there's that. I would say a good 50%, if not more, of that album is Just Blaze, and nobody in the Rockefeller camp got that much production from him at that time in one sitting. Peep, the Philadelphia, was it Free? What's I'm Finally Free? Is that the name of the album? What is it?
Philadelphia Free.
What's the name of that? Philadelphia Free. What's the name of the album?
Philadelphia Freeway.
Check it out. It got a couple of joints on there that fire. That's Obviously, want to shout out the Flip Side on there featuring Petey Crash.
Yeah, that album is crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, Freeway is a fucking beast.
Yo, you
Freeway
guys
is a beast no matter what album.
Yeah.
What's that?
The story behind We're Gonna Make It. You hear it? The story behind it.
No, what's the story behind We Gonna Make
It?
JC said, "Fuck it, I don't want it." I went to Jada. Alchemist was in the fucking building, like, "Hey, I got these beats." And Jada
I've heard a version of that too, as well as the Razzcast story.
The Razzcast one. Yeah, I heard the Razzcast one.
JC.
But I've heard recently out you say that too. Like he said that beat went to Jay and went to Nas, then they both passed on it. Razzcast made the deposit, but then accidentally went to Jada as well, and Jada just recorded on it. It was like, I'm done. He was like, "Oh, you can't." Like, I can't. He's like, "No, I'm done." Like,
Jada was like, "I was already done."
Yeah, like there's no discussion. Like, I'm done already. And they were like, "Y'all paid." He was like, "I don't care." Like
Jada was like,
"Yeah, I don't care." Like, he kept it very like, "I just don't care." He's like, "Listen, like time will tell." Like time told. Like I made the better record. Like because Raz released it also. And
it's crazy because
it was hot. It was hot. It just wasn't.
It was cool. It was cool. It's cute. It's cute.
Wasn't
and to think, what would it sound like if Nas or Jay-Z were on it?
Oh my God!
It probably wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
They knew.
It literally gives off the "I'm fucking with this record" off the initial 4 bars, like the first 4 bars, like
fuck the frail shit.
Fuck the frail shit. Like it was like, oh, like okay, here we go. Like
Jada and Styles got that chemistry, yo. Like
they do that Batman and Robin shit. They go.
chemistry.
They bounce off each other very well. So again, let's wrap this up here. So we're looking at 3 votes so far. Who else feels that We Gonna Make It is their vote?
That's my vote. That's my vote. Yeah, that's my vote too.
Hobo and Skin. Or Hobo, let's go to you first. Why do you feel that way?
Fuck the frail shit. Period.
My little brother, I got a younger brother, but when he heard that record, he was like, "Fuck!" I'm like, "Damn, bro, you good?" Like,
Their video is fire too.
fire.
Shout out to
that song. We got the shit that the government got, son.
Yeah,
Right.
Fair enough. Scan, do you want to chime in on this? You want to piggyback on this? Why do you feel that way?
Man. I mean, for me, man, just when I think, damn it, I lost my train of thought. The Freeway song.
You smoking that joint too? Smoking that
shit? Scan the type to smoke a clover these days. Smoke a clover, a BD.
Man, the energy on that record, man, is crazy, man. I mean, We Gonna Make It definitely is a classic, and the bars are crazy, but the energy on, even though what we do, it's a different kind of vibe, man. Especially when you see the video. It's cold. It's real East Coast too, man. It's cold.
Out of water.
It's gritty. It's grimy. And then when you really listen to the verses too on that, man, it really sticks out and it resonates more with me, man.
Like
so you're going with What We Do.
Went with the track, you know what I mean? They're in the harbor. I don't know what the fuck they doing in the harbor. They're doing some shit in the harbor.
And Hobo, real quick,
son. That's where
Hobo, you went with We Gonna Make It, correct?
They by the Schuylkill River, man. They by the Schuylkill River, man. Come on,
this leaves Cool Breeze.
Yeah.
With your vote, and which way are you looking at right now?
Love both of them.
Both of them.
But it's not a both for the moment right now.
He said both of them.
I'm gonna go with the Freeway joint, man, because it just hit a little different. Love Jada, love the click, but slight edge, just a slight.
I got you.
Fair enough. Again, we made sure that, like I said, to pick the proper songs. Again,
Blaze Burn
I think
on this.
both these songs go hard as fuck.
Yeah.
They represent these guys' catalogs very, very justly. And at the same time, it also shows their expansion of different kind of artists they work with. So we're gonna.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
It looks like Philly